Hi, Jason Wells with MLM Complete Package, and I wanted to address a common question that our office gets on a week-to-week basis. But the overall theme I want in this video is really the lack of excuses you have now. And what I mean is, a lot of people in MLM, they're frustrated because they don't know what to do and they don't know how to do it. And really, with the resources we have with our MLM Bootcamp, our YouTube and podcast trainings, as well as our paid courses, there's really no excuse. So we pretty much cover everything that you need to know. And that's the basic overriding theme that I want for your MLM business this week. I want you to think about that. But really, I want to get to a nuts and bolts question that we get from people. And so we have the trainers in our office that will contact people to follow up on information they've requested. We like to make sure people get what's promised on the website, because we realize a lot of times on the internet, people just don't follow through on what they promise, or maybe they try to, including us, and because of email boxes and technology glitches, people don't get what's supposed to be sent to them. So we like to make sure that we follow through on that. So a lot of times people will request things from our office. We'll have somebody contact you and follow up. And one of the things we get, we often talk to the people that are working those calls, and we ask them, what are some of the things you get? What are some of the feedback? And one of the things we get is like, there's oftentimes some confusion on how things interrelate. And so I want to clear that up. So first of all, I just wanted to go through and give you a video that covers the things you need to know. And then this is something you can use for your downline, something for yourself, and you can pass it around so people know, ABC 1, 2, 3, what to do. So this will be a real quick, simple video. I want to keep it short and simple. Otherwise, as far as a step-by-step ABC things, people's attention span doesn't work because the content's kind of dry, but it's very useful. So I'll get to it. First thing you need to do is you need to get plugged into the weekly YouTube or podcast trainings. And I know some people like to follow our newsletter, and that's great, but I really feel like hearing our voice and us talking about the subjects, our inflection on certain examples, like a lot of times we have these great real-world situations. You got to remember, Chris and I are still building MLM. There's a lot of MLM trainers out there that are retired, and not to say that they couldn't go back and build it again, but if you haven't been building it and times change, things are a little different. For us, like, we're doing this every day, so a lot of the real-world situations are things we run across with clients or customers with MLM Complete Package, or they're actually situations that happen in our own business with our own downline. So it's really great stuff. So I'd get plugged into YouTube or the podcast. It just kind of depends on what your preference is. That's why we provide both. We understand people have their preferences. That's the big thing there. The second thing is get our MLM Bootcamp, and you can get that by going to MLMCompletePackage.com/bootcamp, MLM Bootcamp. So why is this important? Well, one of the things that I find is there's all this training, and we have the same thing. There's a lot of things you need to cover when you're building the MLM business. And things can get convoluted if you don't have like a roadmap. And the other thing is, when people start out with training, I find sometimes they drag their feet. What the MLM Bootcamp does is it tells you what you need to do step by step, and it does it in an 8-week period, both in an activity sense as well as a training sense. So it tells you what to take. Now, some people move through it faster or slower than 8 weeks, but the point is, at least it's a plan, and 8 weeks is a suggestion. If you like to do it faster, we love it. If you do it slower, well, some people's lives are busier than others outside of their MLM business, and it just is what it is. So you got an 8-week plan and everything's there. Now, one of the first courses we recommend is our Complete Networker course, which is our $39 basic course, but it's great because just the content we give outside of the Complete Networker is really good. Like, I mean, for instance, we throw in a discussion on, you know, Google and the Google slap, and the people out there that you know that have done any advertising on Google, and you know, if you've gotten slapped by Google before, it's not a good situation. And MLM is a heavily slapped community as far as Google's concerned, and it's not Google's fault. It's just that people in MLM tend to not follow the rules that Google puts down. And so a lot of it's ignorance, and a lot of it is just plain, there are people that just, you know, MLM is on the fringes for some reason as far as people marketing. I don't know why. We don't find the need to do that, and we're very successful, but it's something we see out there. That's a really great course. But the Complete Networker itself, it's really, really good because for Chris and I, it tells you our story, where we started, how we came along, and the things we learned along the way. So when you get done reading that, you're going to know exactly what you need to know. And then if maybe you have a resource to learn those skills. But if you don't, that's where our courses come in and where the Bootcamp comes in. You can determine, okay, I need to get better at communication if I'm going to build my MLM business. We've got courses for that. Or I need to get better at this area. And you know, there's just different things in this business that you have to get good at if you want to make money. It's that simple. There's no fast way there. There's no magic bullet automated system. If you see those stupid little ads on Facebook or on Google ads on the right-hand side when you're searching the web, all that stuff is garbage. There's no such thing. If that were true, MLM companies wouldn't need us if there was an automatic system, because they would sell their products through those automatic systems. So don't believe the hype. It's garbage. But we have a lot of great stuff. So you want to buy the Complete Networker course. And, you know, if you get somebody from our office that contacts you, that's going to be one of the things they're going to suggest to you for that very reason. You need to start there so you understand what's going wrong in your business, and so you can determine what you need to do to fix it. You know, I have a lot of people who call us and go, well, should I just buy all of your courses? And our response is, well, sure, we'd love you to buy all of our courses, but if that's not what's best for you, that's not going to be best for our business, because if we tell you something you don't need, eventually you'll figure that out and you're really not going to trust us, and we're not going to get referrals. Our business grows by you being happy and sending us referrals. So what we would like to do is have you go through your Complete Networker course to purchase that, and then when somebody from our office calls you, their job is to work with you on the Complete Networker course and determine what it is that you need help with and make those suggestions. And these are people that are building their own MLM business. So they understand the things that you may be struggling with because they probably struggled with it themselves. So the fourth area is when you get that contact from one of our trainers or somebody following up, you know, if you requested a copy of our boot camp, or maybe you purchased a Complete Networker course right up front, which a lot of people do, whatever, any type of request on our website, you want to make sure you return that phone call. They're there to help you. That's it. You know, they want to make sure that you're getting the right materials and there's no one size fits all. Everyone's kind of different. And so that's there for you. Use it as a resource. I'll just end with this. One thing about MLM Complete Package, as it's grown, you know, Chris and I talk about this. It's fun to watch people where they finally get the MLM business, like the light goes on, and you know and it's for our own downline. We have people who are down like that. You know, sometimes they come in the business. At first, they struggle until they start learning the skills that we teach them. And when the light goes on, like that's what makes the business fun from a training perspective. And I know MLM can be a frustrating business sometimes, but I think most of that frustration comes from not knowing what to do. And then once you don't know, like what you don't know, you have to learn those skills. Like you need to know how. And so not knowing and then the how is really the problem. The point of this overall theme of this video is no excuses. You don't have an excuse, because I think that's the basic problem outside of laziness. But I find most of the people that really want to build MLM, it's not laziness. They really want to build it. If they were lazy, they really wouldn't want to build it. So the problem is they just don't know how. And a lot of times they don't know what they need to learn. And that's what the Complete Networker course is. So you can understand, you're going to go through that and you're going to really know what your problem is. And that's really what you need at first. And then the second thing is you need to know how to fix that problem. And that's when our courses and our other trainings come into play, whether it be even our free YouTube or podcast trainings. And then the MLM Bootcamp will give you the roadmap. So the not knowing and the how to, don't have that excuse anymore. You got everything right here.